Thank you very much indeed, Owen. Now, as John Rees said earlier, one of the parties strongly opposing Cameron's war plan is, of course, the Green Party. So it's a pleasure to welcome the Deputy Leader of the Green Party, Dr. Shahrar Ali, to speak to you now. Shahrar.
What a formidable presence today outside number 10 Downing Street, Cameron. I despair. Cameron addresses the Commons to say he would not seek a vote on a military action in Syria unless he thought he could win. Double think. You might as well say that you will not let others stand in your way when you have already made up your mind, even when what passes for others is our highest democratic chamber. Not that I have such confidence in either the run-of-the-mill parliamentarians or the Parliamentary Labour Party to show some spine. Have we learned nothing? Is the continually delayed Chilcot report preventing us from articulating what we already know? The ultimate demagoguery of politics that would have what passes for our security services held to ransom by spin doctors and plagiarizers of PhD theses. Theses rhymes with feces. What confidence should we have in their unpublished assessments, sexed up by Cameron under the pretext of, if only you know what we knew? Guess what? We do know. We know enough to tell that we've been here before, that raining bombs solves nothing, inflames tenfold, punishes most the innocent. The industry of war, the business of war, pursues its own logic. The naked expression of mercenary terror, whether in state hands, leaving forced migration and unlivable lands in its wake. The killing machine does not care to distinguish shots fired in jubilation at a wedding or the peoples born in the wrong place at the wrong time. Suppose, even so, your legal limbo land of a drone kill does reach intended target. As Caroline Lucas put it, killing people rarely kills their ideas. We do know that Cameron's dulcet tones in Parliament, like Blair's hyperbole before him, betray bad faith and faulty reasoning. Cameron asks, if not now, then when? He assumes not later, therefore now. The very thing he is meant to prove. To the contrary, the vote was lost before, and Cameron may not take this action now. If not then, why now? Should be our refrain. Acts of terror are unconscionable, whether in Paris, whether in Beirut, whether in Minneapolis or Ferguson, whether perpetrated by individuals with sick ideologies, Breivik included, or by states. Police action through judicial process is required, not playing into the hands of sick ideologues who would have us make their propaganda for them. Cameron is at pains to distinguish between religion and the perverse co-option of tropes by extremists claiming to act in its name. Yet he would make those already most marginalized in society face further oppression and persecution through the racist ideology of the Prevent programme. We must fight wicked ideology with ideas. We must increase the space in our schools and universities for free speech and contestation. Instead, Cameron would have May drive speech underground through thought police and fear of criminalisation. No, We are not prepared to go to war on the basis of a non-secataire. No, we are not prepared to unlearn the lessons of history, where already we have substituted for one set of problems in Iraq and Afghanistan a bigger set of problems in the wider Middle East. Killing people in order to save them in Iraq, leaving behind a power vacuum in its wake for sectarian violence to fester. We are repeatedly told we cannot do nothing. To the contrary, to not go to war is not to do nothing. It may not be testosterone fueled. It may not be so glamorous as Hollywood actioners knows no limits being played out on our TV screens, but it is the ultimate resolve. As was truth and reconciliation in South Africa, as were the Northern Ireland peace talks, punctuated as they were by a better way of pursuing politics, to meet our enemy not through escalation but through de-escalation. As post 9/11 neocons were quick to admit, as if through wicked design, that the chances of future terrorist incidents became more likely, not less, through their retaliatory actions. Whether through malice or incompetence, the effect of Cameron's design is the same: increased threat of terrorism on our streets. This is not the noble cause, he claims. This is the stuff of notorious spin doctory that the late Dr. David Kelly sought to expose. Free vote, we proclaim, in anticipation of another vote in the Commons. Well, I appeal directly to the Labour Party. My conscience is as my Green Party's conscience, as should be yours. Take your vote as you listen to the conscience of your leader Corbyn, not the ghost of Tony Blair. Take your vote. Take your vote as you reflect on the fate of Jean-Charles de Menezes, shot dead in London by those tasked to protect us. And take your vote as you hear the torment of the disempowered and voiceless peoples of the world, begging us, if so they could, not to pursue war. I despair.
Thank you, Shahrar.